Good morning and welcome back to it, guys. The Wednesday edition of the Now Morning Show, where we're checking in on something that you can certainly put to good use. For over 35 years, Families in Action has been providing valuable resources and support to those who need it most when we're talking crisis counseling. They've given verified global support on anxiety, depression, suicide prevention, domestic violence, sexual abuse, and more. The more this morning will take the shape of the Family Support Public Education series on substance use disorder. And to tell me more, Gerard Baptiste, the Counselling Lead for Families in Action, joins us here on the Now. Good morning, Mr. Baptiste, and welcome.
Good morning to you, and thank you for having me.
An absolute delight, because as I was telling you before the break, it is something that I myself have actually utilized. Families in Action has made great impact throughout the society on a number of things that continuously need support or to lend support to. And so in this particular instance, we have a sense of what you do, therapy, crisis counseling, and offering that substantially. Tell me why specifically this actual and 6-week course was necessary now.
Okay, thanks. So the department that I oversee, called the Substance Use Misuse Department, we look at substance use overall, and we've been seeing a marked increase in persons coming to us for support, because we offer in our department assessment and of course treatment from an in-person. We offer like a 10-week inpatient program where you can come in and do sessions with us. And we've been getting a lot of calls from families who have persons suffering with a substance use disorder. So we saw it necessary as a response to craft this 6-week program, which we're offering free to the public, to be able to give them the information, the tools, the resources to be able to manage that, because it can lead to a lot of chaos in families.
Now, perspective is interesting, because I'm thinking the fact that you have an increase of persons coming saying I need help is good, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, I wouldn't say that that's good. I mean, it may be good from the point of view of, yes, it keeps us doing what we're doing, but it's not good from the point of view of we now have persons from an even younger age that are using substances. So I'm now seeing children as young as 12 taking lean, cannabis, vaping, cigarettes. So it's really becoming very alarming. And the challenge is that we do not in Trinidad and Tobago have any facilities for persons that age that can go and detox. So it's becoming very difficult to manage, not only from our standpoint, but from the standpoint of a family that has a 13-year-old that's been affected by a substance, and we can't really get them into a treatment facility.
For the knowledge of the general public, when we talk about treatment facilities, these are aside from Families in Action. Right. How do we get to them as well?
So that's a great question. So we are really, when you talk facilities, we talk about inpatient treatment and where you actually, an outpatient treatment. So inpatient really would be places like Cora, places like our partner Rebirth House, where you can actually go in and you're living in that facility because of the fact that you may have what is called a severe substance use disorder that requires you first to detox, and then we can do some kind of treatment. So there are some of those in the country. Some of them are still, places like New Life Ministries on the Mount and so on. And then we have facilities like ours where you can actually just come in. We give you an assessment, tell you where you are in terms of a substance use disorder, and then we put you in either group or individual treatment. Okay. So the challenge is that now we're treating you individually and we're sending you back home, back to the substance. So that becomes a challenge depending on how bad you are in terms of your substance use disorder.
I appreciate you giving us the insight as to what sort of drugs are prevalent and even the age significance. Yeah. But then that means that this 6-week course is intense. There's a lot to cover.
There's a lot to cover. And what we're doing over these 6 weeks is we're starting people off basic, like what is a drug? Why do people take drugs? A lot of people don't understand that actually a substance use disorder is a brain disease. So we show video explaining dopamine and serotonin, very, very simple so people can understand how that impacts everything else. Then we will go into actual strategies to help parents support either their loved one, their child, or whatever. We have one of our partners from Rebirth House that will spend 2 sessions talking to us about recovery and relapse, because relapse is part of the recovery process. And then we spend the last session, the end, I go into some self-care strategies, because I always tell people, if you go on a plane and the pressure drops, they ask you to put your mask on first. It's the same thing when you're dealing with a member who has a substance use disorder. You have to ensure that you're taking care of yourself in order to support them. So that 6 weeks will give people all the strategies that they need to be able to at least first identify where to go seek for support. We will be sharing with them facilities, who they can go to, etc. So it's going to be a lot of information that people can take in. But the fact is that you can now lie down on your bed literally and on your phone take it in for free. You don't have to put on your camera or anything like that. And you're free to ask questions and want it to be very interactive.
You're right, because this is an entirely online series for free. I'm underscoring the free part. So that you need to simply register to be a part of it.
You need to simply register. And I want to take the opportunity though, the reason that we can keep it free is the support of our wonderful partners. And so therefore we have people like the Marshall Montano Foundation for Greatness. We want to thank Mrs. Montano and her team. We have the Massey Foundation, Miss Rose and her team. We have the wonderful guys at Dasani, Kelvin and their team. And then of course, our partner who actually is a treatment facility, Rebirth House. So we want to thank Leela as well. So that's how we're able to actually keep it free with the support of our partners. We're hoping to do this program literally when we finish the cycle. We want to do it till the end of the year. So those partners will support us until the end of the year. And that's something that I think it's worthwhile, because we don't really want to charge anyone for it. We're already kind of almost halfway in terms of our subscription. So I'm just trying our last push now to get us to where we want to be, because once it's online, we have like about 100 persons that we can accommodate, and we're almost halfway there.
Good problems to have. Now, in terms of your registration, it is across your screen so that you will log on and follow the steps to register. There are also numbers you can call should you need any sort of support, and the website that you can visit as well. So that in terms of the registration, you said you're 50%.
Yes.
When does registration close though?
So we will close up, we start this next Tuesday, and we will take persons up until next Tuesday. I mean, don't come and rush at 5 to 6, please, because at 5 to 6 we're getting ready to go on. But literally up until next Tuesday, we will be taking persons. If it is in fact at that point full, we will then spill you over into a new cycle, or we'll talk to everyone bit by bit and see if there's something more urgent, if we have to actually give you a session or have a conversation or point you in a direction. We make the commitment that we will try to talk to those people that we can't bring in at this point in time. We're hoping that we can accommodate everyone though.
Beautiful. So we're looking at starting on the 10th of June.
It's the 10th of June, which is next Tuesday from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. And yes, your information is up on the screen so they can email. We even have an ad today in today's Express, so those who are newspaper readers can go in, scan the QR code. You can of course jump on our online platforms, Facebook, LinkedIn and Instagram. So it's all there as well. And as I said, we will be making the rounds of all the television stations. We'll be advertising in the newspapers. We've been sending it out to schools. We've been sending it out to parents. So we're trying to tap as many people as possible, especially parents who have young persons. I just did 2 schools this week that have big issues, not only with substance use, but with things like gambling, which is one of the things that we will talk about as well. Because the same thing that makes you want to smoke or vape is the same neurotransmitter that is responsible for you gambling. So it's all about reward.
Mr. Baptiste, maybe we can check in with you perhaps in the next cycle or so, so we can understand what sort of takeaways that we've learned, since you're imparting so much useful information. Truly appreciate it. But to close, if you wanted to impart with the public one thing that they hope they derived from this series.
I think one thing that I want people to know, that there is support. A lot of people call us kind of panicked, because what would happen is, I said, a family member with a substance use disorder can be very disruptive to the family system. So people call us in a state of panic. I want to assure people that there are a number of places that they can go. We're not the only space, and we are willing to recommend, but it starts with an assessment. So you can get in touch with us. We can support you in some way. If we can't do it ourselves, our mission is to ensure that we connect you, that we link you to the resources that you need to get you the support that you need. So don't worry, just there is support out there.
Good to know. Thank you, Mr. Baptiste, for joining us this morning. He is, of course, the Counselling Lead for Families in Action as they get ready for a 6-week free online session to help you, reminding you that there is support. Guys, stick around. Birthdays are next here on Now.
And it's so cool.